So this is question 26 and 27, and this is from SAT number 15 as well. And so question 26 says, which conclusion is best supported by the findings of Olausson's 1993 experiment? So what we've got to do is we're looking for a conclusion for an experiment, and this is coming specifically from Olausson's 1993 experiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through our answer choices, because this is a paired question. What we're going to do is we're going to start by looking through our answer choices for 27, A, B, C, and D. We're going to go through each one of those, and we're going to look for any of those that talk about the conclusion, specifically of Olausson's 1993 experiment. So let's start with those. We'll start with 20 to 23. This says, using a technique called microneurography, in which a fine filament is inserted into a single nerve to capture its electrical impulses, the scientists were able to measure how quickly or slowly the nerves fire. So this, you should notice, is talked about in 1993 and is Olausson's experiment. The only thing that's missing is that this is not really about the conclusion or the finding. This is about the methodology, right? And you're using this technique called microneurography. For that reason, it's probably not a very strong answer for this. B now says 23 to 25, which says they showed that soft stroking prompted two different signals, one immediate and one delayed. So this does sort of give a conclusion, right? They show, what did they show? Soft stroking, right? Gentle touching prompted two signals, one was immediate and one was delayed. So this could qualify as a good answer choice. We can keep it. C says 25 to 27. The delay, Olausson explains, means that the signal from a gentle touch on the forearm will reach the brain about a half second later. So this is elaborating on the last part, right? The delay that he mentions here means that the signal will work there. So this is an elaboration on a conclusion. It's less directly the conclusion, but it still could be our answer choice, so we could keep C. D says 34 through 35. Then in 1999, first thing I'll point is that we make a little bit of a jump. These are all back to back, and we're making a jump. So this is separated from the pack. We know that these answer choices tend to be wrong, but let's check it out. In 1999, the group looked more closely at the characteristics of the slow fibers. It doesn't really tell us much about anything, and moreover, this is talking about 1999, not 1993. So for that reason, not a very good answer choice. So I'm sure let me know B. So let's just with B and C, both of which could tell us about the conclusion of Olausson's 1993 experiment. The first one says that their conclusions showed that soft stroking prompted two different signals, one immediate and one delayed. Basically, touch someone gently, you're going to get two different signals, right? One slow, one delayed. And based on the rest of the passage, we know that one is because of the slow-moving nerve fibers, and one is because of the fast-moving nerve fibers. So that could be it. And the second part elaborates on that, basically saying that the slow fibers are going to reach the brain slower. So if it emphasizes the speed at which it reaches the brain or being slower, that's going to be a good answer choice, C. But if it talks more generally about there just being two different types of signals, we're saying we can say C. For 26, A says stimulation at bodily extremities can be sensed as rapidly as stimulation closer to the brain. This basically means that if you're stimulating the fingers of the toes or the extremities, the extremes of the body, they're going to be sensed just as quickly as you stimulate closer to the brain. And don't even think too hard about this. It's not mentioned, this difference between the extremities and stimulation closer to the brain. So we're going to get rid of A. B says the presence of hairs in human skin lessens the speed with which nerves conduct signals. So they do talk about hairs, I think, at some point, but they never really make a connection between how hairs, on human skin, how they lessen the speed or improve the speed. They're not mentioned really at all. So on the surface, we can say what it would be. C says gentle pressure is sensed not only by fast fibers, but also by slow fibers. And we'll note this is a very general answer choice. It's a very broad claim. We know it's true if we understand the experiment. And moreover, it matches what we have here. They show that soft stroking prompted two different signals, one immediate and one delayed. So that does sort of match this one. That makes sense not only by fast fibers, but also by slow fibers. Not only immediate, but also delayed. Good answer, Chris. The speed at which a nerve fires is dependent on the strength of pressure applied to the nerve. Now, you gotta be careful with this one because to some degree this is true. In the sense that if you put soft pressure, you're going to affect both the fast nerve fibers and the slow nerve fibers. So you're going to affect the speed a little bit. But if you put hard sensation or whatever, different kinds of pressure, you might only activate the fast nerve fibers. But for that reason, we're going to say it's just the answer choice D. answer choice C, which is the correct answer, because D is talking, none of the text that we found in the passage doesn't really talk about the fact that the speed at which a nerve fire is dependent, that if you press it harder or softer, that it's going to change the speed at which the nerve fires. So we're going to D. We're going to leave with answer choice C for question 26. And answer choice C matches answer choice B from 27, not really C, because C just mentioned about the speed at which you're going to reach the brain, not not the more general claim that there are two different types of fibers. So C and D are correct answers. Question 26 and 27.